Why, hello YouTube! Greetings from the LazyEyebrowReviewer! And now for another combiner review! And not a Lego one. This time, Hasbro's Fall of Cybertron Bruticus. These figures as a whole receive a whole lot of criticism, I find. So, do they deserve it? Let's take a look-see. To start off, let's take a look at Swindle. Swindle is a yellow SUV ATV type truck thing. I'm not really sure what he's supposed to be. In the show, he was a Jeep, so you decide what this is. All in all, though, I like this alt mode. It's pretty slick looking and gets the job done. However, I don't really like the alt mode gun storage. I mean, what's with Hasbro lately? It's like they just gave up trying to be innovative. I remember the good old days when the gun folded up under the hood and tucked away. Because I sure do. Anyway, as said before, I really do like this truck, Jeep, SUV, dune buggy thing. On to transformation. Flip the feet, separate the hood, bring the wheels up, fenders around, straighten the legs, hood down, head up, and torso spin, and you've got yourself a Swindle. And his gun pops in his hand. As for robot mode, he looks pretty sweet, save for the fact that he's practically two-dimensional. As for articulation, head turns, shoulders rotate, elbows on ball joints, thighs on ball joints, and a knee bend. So some pretty standard articulation. All four of the other cons have roughly the same articulation, so to save on redundancy, I'll skip theirs in the next 4 reviews. So all in all, I really do like this figure as far as things go. He's pretty accurately colored, a bit bright, but well, that's what they were aiming for some reason. Something about 5-year-olds and bright flashy stuff, but more on that later. So how well can he be posed? Well, enough to pull this off, that's for sure.
I am sick of Megatron's lead!
You know what you need?
What?
A Decepticon matrix of leadership.
There's a Decepticon Matrix?
There sure is.
Why have I never heard of it before?
Oh, if you know about it. It's a secret to everybody.
If I had one of those, I could overthrow Megatron for good!
Well, it just so happens I have one right now, and I think you need it.
You do?
Yep, and it can be yours for just 30 Energon cubes.
Give it to me now!
Cubes first.
Here, take them! Hey, why does this feel really light?
Well, didn't you know? Evil is lighter than good. It's why the Autobots suck.
I knew it! Thanks, Swindle!
Suck it.
So let's get him onto his third mode, a limb. I always start these off in vehicle mode. Detach the hood and rotate the socket joint around. Click the hood into the angled sockets for more of a flat look to the leg. Flip out the toes and you're golden. Definitely one of the more easy transformations. So we have 4 more figures to go. Next up, Super Tank Brother Brawl. Brawl is a lime green hover tank in this mode, and although he could stand for a shade or two darker, it kinda suits him, so oh well. Brawl features a swiveling cannon, which is kinda cool, and that's about all I can say for him other than he looks pretty game accurate in this mode. On to transformation. Lift up the back flap and pull the legs down and around. Flip out the feet, pull down the arms and flip out the hands, then bring the head out. Then replace his shotgun. Now in this mode too, he looks sorta game accurate, save for this massive amount of cannon kibble hanging off the back, but I can forgive it. This also marks the end of the plausible looking weapons. As for foot mode, go back to tank mode, next flip with the hands, or leave them the way they were, your choice, just saves you more work. Rotate the legs around, swivel the cannon around and swing it down, rotate the cannon plate down and lock it into the heels, and finally rotate the back plate down to lock it into the cannons to make it a pretty solid leg. And now we can go with Swindle for 2 legs. On to the next guy. Onslaught! Okay, you know what? I can't say this with enthusiasm. I am sorry. This guy is a stinking mess. He's supposed to be in the show an artillery truck and trailer, and big and beefy in his robot mode, which he is neither of in the toy. In the game, he was an armored truck, again, kinda missing a big chunk of that, not to mention the blueberry and lime flavor he's rocking out, which is supposed to be gray. This figure definitely misses its mark by a long shot. Take away his guns and that highlights the disaster this guy turned out to be even more. I mean, everyone gives flack for Universe Ironhide and Ratchet for being awful, but this guy is easily worse than both combined in his alt mode. For robot mode, remove the gun, fold down the arms, rotate the torso forward, waist plate forward, legs flip down, arms rotated down and head up, and my goodness, robot mode is crap too. Disproportionate arms, gawky looking legs, a super tiny head, the random little plate peeking from behind, a stupid looking lime gun. Quite frankly, the only saving grace for him is he has a third mode. Spin legs around, fold in arms, flip down on Onslaught's head, spin around Bruticus' head, fold up shoulder spikes, and flip around legs for a wider hip range. And now we'll just get Vortex to drop this guy off nicely. Ugh, now even look at him. It's like he's been eating too many burgers and all went to his calves. His thighs could definitely stand for some bolstering. Just go. Just walk away, man. Let's bring on another figure. Vortex. Vortex actually gets to be a good figure with a decent alt, robot, and meh limb mode. Pop off these goofy looking weapon sword things and he looks pretty decent despite having candy apple colored cockpits. Also, featured is rotating blades that lock together to make 2 instead of 4 rotating blades. Not too shabby at all. For robot mode, split the cockpit apart and rotate forward, separate the middle section and unfold it to make arms, fold the tail down and rotate its head 180 degrees, then rotate the waist around. And here you have Vortex. Honestly, not a bad robot mode. The blades kind of bug me and I wish they could have been stored behind him like in the game. I mean, look at that. That would have rocked if they could have made it that way, but c'est la vie. For limb mode, separate the cockpit, flip out the hand and rotate the gun in and close the cockpit back up. Unfold the middle section to make an elbow joint and then flip the connector piece down. And now we have an arm. Finally, and when I say finally, I mean thank goodness, finally, we have our last character, Blastoff. Blastoff comes in great flavor and is supposed to be a space shuttle, sort of, and kinda, oh well. For robot mode, remove the guns, unclip and fold down the wings, separate and unfold the fin section, fold the cockpit down and flip out his hands. Quite honestly, he doesn't look half bad. His legs are just utter garbage though, so don't expect him to stand for many poses. For limb mode, separate the legs again like last time, fold the legs in half on a 90-degree angle and flip out the hands and peg them together. Then flip out the connector and attach to Onslaught. So there you have it, a quick review of all 5 guys and what they turn into. And they turn into Bruticus, who honestly looks awful. He looks lanky on one arm, super malnutritious on the body section, not to mention, he looks like the mascot for Bruticus, Punch the Rainbow. So all in all, I once liked this figure. I thought it was a decent fur combiner. But quite honestly, the more I played with it, and filmed it, and reviewed it, the more I despised this set. The legs are about the only thing they actually got right on this figure. There are ways to fix this figure, however, but doing so sacrifices a little articulation. Camzilla51 actually mentions a lot of them. Click this box here to see his review and modifications. Me personally, I've sold this figure to Cherry Bomb Toys in exchange for a few other ones that I actually enjoyed, whom I'll review later. This is the Lazy Eyebrow Reviewer signing off and reminding you to take a look at the number of videos I've uploaded. Spoilers! Toodles!